Welcome to Goldstraw Music Live with me, Goldstraw Music. That big new logo up there. There we go. The new shiny logo. I'm just going to put you on hold for a second, guys, but I just detect that I've got a little bit of a loose connection because I can see the top of the screen flickering. So I just need to just do something with the camera. I will be right back. If the screen goes blank for a second, don't log off. I'll be back. That looks better to me. That looks better to me. So these cameras have a rather odd connection, and it sometimes goes a bit loose. Hello to all the Judas. We got all the Judas. Well, not all the Judas. We've got a couple of them. We got Judy Lawton, of course, and forgot my put. Greater love hath no woman. There we go. And Judith Aspel is here, and of course we got Sue Panton in here as well. I think yes, just made it. Okay. Philippa's on as well. Philippa Duggins. Hi, Philippa. Hope everybody is all right. Now I was going to just play on to the next one, but being as I had to have a little bit of a pause, I can announce a little mini competition to what is the connection between this one and the last one. I'm surprised nobody put the answer up. It was, of course, Run. That's what they had in common. Let the River Run, Carly Simon, and then Run by Leona Lewis. And yeah, everybody knows I like to start my gigs with a couple of runs. Yeah, that's about as close as it'll get. As you can see, the lockdown hairstyle is becoming more tragic. I've got the dog groomers coming next week to look after the Westies, and I might just climb on the table myself. And Chris Rushton is here. Excellent as always, says Chris. Thank you very much, Chris. Lovely to see you. And Vicky Titley is here. Hi, Vicky. Hope you're well. So yeah, what we're going to do next? We're going to do a bit of Fats Domino, I think. That's a Sandy Denny number from a rather obscure album. It's a title track called Like an Old Fashioned Waltz. If you've got Spotify and things like that, or YouTube, it'll be on YouTube. I urge you to go out and investigate that album. It is a beautiful album. Lots of great string arrangements by Harry Robinson, who won't be a familiar name to some of you, but it's to nerds like me, he's one of the greatest string arrangers ever. And we're going to do a bit of Sting now. This is a bit more of an obscure one, but this is from his album Nothing Like the Sun, and this is called Fragile. Right, that's a bit of Blondie and Sunday Girl. La Fille au Dimanche, even. I think there is a French version of that. They often did a few sort of foreign language versions. What's up next? Oh, yes, okay. Well, this one needs no introduction. That is a name I don't know. Mo H. Sin. Don't know. Don't know if we know each other, but if you come to the stream by accident, I hope you enjoy what you're hearing. We're here every Thursday at 19:30, and it's just that's a good point to actually remind you that this week only, for 1 week only, I'm going to be here tomorrow night as well. I'm doing from 7 o'clock a 45-minute set for a mental health organisation called We Are Hummingbird, which promotes mental health through sharing music, basically. And it was set up by a friend of mine called Carl, who I actually played at the wedding for, and was also a good friend of mine. Getting all the words in a row than that. Sometime gigging partner Kerry Kirkland. So that's from here. It's here, the usual place. I went no, wrong one. That way. Usual place, Goldstrom Music on Facebook from 1900 hours tomorrow, 1945. So do drop in if you like. Hopefully there'll be a few more coming on board, and maybe they'll join the Thursday crowd. Who knows? So do make them welcome if you see them. Right. Okay. As I said, this one needs no introduction at all. Well, I don't need to tell the UHC people on here what that is. I hope I don't have to just tell most people what it is. But we sing that a lot at UHC, and it's still a big favourite and dedicated to everybody from the choir, from me to the choir, and especially to lovely Sue Pantin. We are missing everybody desperately and can't wait to be together again. And before I start Judy off again, because I made her cry once already tonight, we'll move swiftly on. Yes, okay. Here's something a little bit different. Yeah, you got it right. Senses working overtime from XTC, shamefully underrated band, and some really great stuff in their repertoire. So, where are we to in the running order, which is there tonight? It's usually in front of me, but I put it up there for some reason. So that's why I keep craning my neck. And Okay, yeah, so Philippa Duggan says, what does she say? I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I can remember the words to a song I hadn't heard in years. Yeah, that's pretty much the experience for a lot of us from our particular generation, I think, Philippa. Yeah, classic thing of going upstairs and wondering what I've done, what I've come upstairs for. So, however, I still managed to rehearse and remember a few chord progressions. I'm going to play a little bit of Randy Crawford now. This is really a breakthrough hit. Really lovely song. This is called One Day I'll Fly Away. think that is, I'm right in saying that is probably the only Madonna song in my entire repertoire. That's La Isla Bonita. Pretty little tune, of course. And yes, okay, we've already had one waltz, like an old-fashioned waltz. We're going to have another waltz. One of the delights of being on Facebook and a bit of a Bible of sort of knowing people who know musicians, even know musicians really, is that you sometimes get to be in contact with people who you've always admired their work really. And that was certainly true of my friendship on Facebook with a songwriter called Les Reed, whose name will be familiar to some of you, although he was always a sort of behind-the-scenes sort of guy, and he wasn't really sort of very well known as a big star, but he wrote some huge hits. It's Not Unusual, for a start, for Tom Jones. Yeah, too many to go and Luke Leslie's discography up. Absolutely. Tell Me When by the Applejacks, that was another one. And Kiss Me Goodbye, Petula Clark, another good hit. And he had a long-standing relationship with the lyricist called Barry Mason as well. Anyway, Les and I became friends on Facebook, and I did a few things because I'd always liked his stuff. So perhaps considered a bit MOR by some people. As you know, I've got a bit of an MOR streak to me. And he was kind enough to comment on some of the things I did and say how much he liked them. And it was very sad when he died last year. Anyway, whenever I go into do gigs in care homes, this is going to sound terrible now, like I'm addressing a care home audience, but this is one I always play because people always remember it, and it's one of his best known hits. And his inspiration for it was apparently during the war, when his dad was away at the war, and his mum would play the piano in the village hall next door for all the airmen and the Yanks who were over there. And he always knew when it was time for his mum to come home, and his tea would soon be on the table when he heard The Last Waltz. And this is called The Last Waltz. It was a big hit for Engelbert Humperdinck. Right. Well, yes. Time we had a bit of glam rock to the set, I thought, and that was Roy Wood's fantastic song "See My Baby Drive," which he did under the Wizard label, of course. And yes, you're living mine and yours soon. I told Sue how old I was once, and she didn't believe me, but she probably will now with all this stuff I'm churning out from the past. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. A bit of Roy Wood. Still going strong. Luckily, still with us. And what shall we do now? Okay, this is going to be. This is a song about a song. Well, a song about a singer. It's, the song is about Don McLean, the American Pie guy, and it's a bit of a disputed song. I won't go into it. If you want to look it up and the dispute about it, you can do. But basically, the person who sort of began writing it, at least, saw Don McLean, Don McLean, I think. Don McLean's the guy from Crackerjack, isn't he? Wrong one. Don McLean, gigging in Greenwich Village, and came back and wrote this about him. And somebody else took it on and took the idea on, and eventually it was recorded by Roberta Flack, and much less successfully, in my opinion, later on by the Fugees. Ooh. Claim to fame, Vicky Tiddley claims fame. Her uncle was Gary Barlow's head teacher. Aha. Fantastic. And Adrian French is here. How about some Cat Stevens? Yusuf in the future. I'll certainly look at that for you, Adrian. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Cat or Yusuf or both. And yes, you were guessing the tune. And yes, Linda Lecraft. We were all rather lucky. It's quite a jolly tune, actually, when you take away the Stock Aitken and Waterman arrangement, isn't it, really? Quite nice. I'll be doing another one of those to finish with in a second. So you can guess the tune that. You won't need much guessing on that one. Just to remind you then, tomorrow night, 1900 hours, back here for We Are Hummingbird. If you'd like to come along, it'll be a different set, totally different tunes. So do come along and join us if you can and if you'd like to. In the meantime, you'll notice, I'm pointing down there, pointing the right way, goldstraw.com/music. That takes you through to my YouTube channel. That's a direct link through to my YouTube channel. And if I can ask one favour of you all tonight who are listening, and if you like what you've heard, can you go to that channel and if you haven't already, subscribe and then click the little bell icon so you'll be notified of when new things come up. Just trying to grow that particular channel a little bit. So every little bit helps. So if you can go there and subscribe, that'd be really good. goldstraw.com/music. That takes you through to the YouTube page. It's kind of like a shortcut I've set up. Okay, well, very much time to be heading off and getting some dinner and maybe something to drink. And I'm going to leave you with this one. And again, as I say, it needs no introduction, I think. And thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you all again next Thursday if I don't see you tomorrow. Bye for now, folks.